castle to take control, which further cemented their win. As the news spread, shouts of joy and celebration reverberated through the human realm since all fears of the Dark Monarch were washed away. 3 months have passed since then, and in the demon realm, fierce competition rages on to fill the empty throne left behind by the Demon Lord. One of the 4 elite lords of the demonic empire named Vermilio takes over as manager for the tournament since her colleague Azudra got injured. The assistant manager for the tournament, Han, introduces himself before getting right back to business by updating the new manager of the tournament proceedings so far. As of the previous day, they have finished with the preliminary rounds, and Han points out that there are many skilled warriors participating. To the rise of a new demon lord who will surpass the late Thor. Vermilio moves on to their security and presumes that their barrier is holding up well. The assistant informs her that everything has been upgraded and reinforced from the last tournament. They have extra protection to ensure all participants can engage in pure competition through a document known as the Deep Green Contract that has been introduced. Vermilio assumes again that Azudra has been working his magic. With that confirmed, she wishes to see recordings of some of the preliminaries firsthand. Han places a crystal down that projects the events. It is revealed that the average level of the combatants for this tournament is 45, which is a record high for them. This gets Vermilio excited because with warriors of that caliber, they can aim higher than just taking back their realm. The demons may even be able to claim some of the land owned by the humans. Her plans for world domination are halted when her attention is drawn to a competitor on the screen. She senses an unfathomable power behind him. Han gives more context explaining that he's the favorite to be the champion of the tournament and his name is Helck. He battled through the preliminary rounds with outstanding results and he's a hero from the human realm. Vermilio loses it after Han casually drops that detail like it's nothing. She shouts in confusion as to why there is a human in the tournament. Han explains that anyone is allowed to participate in the tournament regardless of race. She points out that humans are the obvious exception. However, Han is a little puzzled as to why they can't participate. She loudly points out that humans are their mortal enemies. The assistant confidently pleads for her not to fear. Although Helck is a human, his end goal is to end the humans. He plays a clip from his post-fight interview where Helck expresses his disdain for his race and shouts for their destruction, which gets the crowd going. Their cheers rain down as he waves to his adoring fans. Han uses this as evidence that everything is fine. This just makes Vermilio mad because she sees that he's faking it. Han tries to calm her down, but she's livid that they have allowed a human hero to invade their sanctuary. She can't believe that no one stopped to think about the consequences. This blunder could lead to all their deaths. Her anger only increases when the assistant tries to pipe up again. At this point, her flame powers is matching her mood. The assistant brings her attention to the deep green contract that all participants signed, including Helck. The power of the document nullifies all attacks that are made against people outside of the ring, so the participants are incapable of hurting anyone. No matter how strong Helck is, he doesn't have the power to overcome the force of the contract. Han even goes as far as to state that there is no being alive that can break the contract. Vermilio speculates that he's using the contents of the contract to his advantage. As it is right now, nobody but his opponents in the tournament can stand against him. So he plans to decimate every warrior they have with the potential of becoming the Demon Lord. She even references the next clip as it looks like Helck is about to finish an already downed opponent. However, to her surprise, the guy shakes the hand of his opponent and commends him on how he put up an excellent fight. This created a touching scene that only increased Helck's popularity with the spectators. Han feels like it is not so hard to believe that he's legitimately interested in becoming the Demon Lord. Vermilio refuses to accept this and is still of the opinion that he has ulterior motives. Her anger begins to burn the castle when she notices that the general population would accept him if he won the tournament. She decides to eliminate the human herself, but Han points out that the contract also nullifies any outside attack on the participants. She then orders him to match him against someone who can beat him. As Han tends to the fire, he reveals that no one in the tournament can beat him because Helck's combat level is 99. This sends her into overload, which causes the top of the castle to explode. As the rubble settles, she wonders how a human can reach level 99 with their short lifespan. As she thinks about the situation, she knows that they are in trouble. Han gets scared when he finds out that he will be getting punished severely for his blunder. They sit there trying to think of a way to beat someone of that level. An idea comes to the assistant's head which impresses Vermilio at first. Han suggests that they change the format for the next tournament match. This can be done by removing the focus away from combat and making the challenge something they can manipulate. His idea is to have them build a house of cards. but they will make the hero's card extra slippery. The manager admits that it would help level out the playing field, but she worries that it will be boring for the spectators since they came to witness the battle for the throne. Han knows his neck is on the line, so he pleads to Vermilio to green light the idea. All the while in the human realm, Asta, who is a subordinate of Vermilio, has been given orders to gather information about the hero Helck. However, she eventually hits a block as there is no one in town for her to survey. She decides to make her way to one of the taverns but gets no response upon her entry. She takes a seat and decides to report back with the information regarding the current situation. Back in the demon realm, the next round of the tournament is about to commence, and it seems like the manager listened to the assistant. As the fighters come out, she wonders how the crowd will react to this event. The announcer explains the aim of the game. The contestants must complete a 10-story house of cards. Only those who finish in the top 10 will move on to the next round. Helck struggles since his cards have been made slippery, the others are getting ahead, and it seems like Han's plan might work. But just as some of the contestants almost finish, Helck releases his aura to center his concentration, but he inadvertently blows everyone's progress away. In his heightened state, he quickly stacks the house of cards in record time. He shocks everyone, but not as much as the manager and her assistant. The crowd goes wild because their man came back clutch to win, but the others begin to complain that he cheated. Han is confused at this unexpected turn of events. Kenrose interrupts and tries to explain the deeper meaning of the game, relating it to the Demon King's castle, and one must juggle both offense and defense stages to grow the nation. With that explanation, attacking other cards was a secret rule, so he defended his. Vermilio gets annoyed by the level of cap that Kenrose just displayed. The other contestants fall for it and begin to attack while building, but Hyura doesn't believe that for a moment. Helck is announced as the winner, which causes the manager to explode with anger again. All the while, Ista gets a telepathic message from her twin Asta. This is a Type 2 special ability. Some citizens of the Empire have these special abilities which can be activated upon fulfilling certain conditions. The twins can send messages to each other through the action of drinking coffee, the definition of a tea break. She begins to report everything she has learned about Helck in the human realm, but Asta wants to know how the tournament is going so far. It seems like the overseers of the tournaments try to cheat in chess and woodworking, but Helck passed through with ease. Han knows his head is on the line, so he announces a cooking showdown next, hoping that he will trip Helck down with this one. Vermilio even decides to disguise as one of the judges so that she can give him a bad score. The cooking begins and Helck makes a beautiful ice cream sundae. When Vermilio tastes it, she can't help but give it a 10 along with the other judges because it's so good. As she berates herself for failing her mission, Hyura feels like she has seen her somewhere before. She heads back frustrated that his food was so tasty. Han pleads for her to keep calm as an explosion in their current area would lead to casualties. She notices the tournament's poster has some powerful looking demons on it, so she asks where these competitors are. Han informs her that they were favorites to win, but Helck took them out in the preliminaries. This enrages her, and the assistant fears that she's going to blow again, but she calms down, which saves lives. She quietly makes her way to the office where she is joined by Ista, who brings her sister's report. During that interval, the participants relax while waiting for the next round. Helck is joined by Kenrose, who compliments the hero's performance thus far. He notices that the human is looking at a picture of someone. The hero teases him to show it, but hides it from him even when he tries to steal a look. As the two play around, Hyura watches on and comments that she would never interact with a human like that. Back at the office, Ista reveals that Helck has an enormous bounty on his head and has been labeled the worst criminal in all human history for the crime of ending his brother. Vermilio just calls humans a moronic race. She wants to know more about the brother Helck ended. It is revealed that he was Kless, the hero who brought down the Demon Lord. This shocks Vermilio because she thought it was Helck that took him down. Ista reports that this time around, two heroes were born into the world. Things shift back to Helck, who has finally shown Kenrose the picture of him and his brother. The guy comments that they don't look alike as his brother looks more handsome. Helck agrees, stating that he got it from their mother. Events switch to the office where Ista continues that her sister visited 3 different towns and they were empty. Based on the state of how things were left, the townspeople were living normally until very recently. Han interrupts them with urgent news that Castle Urim has fallen. Vermilio finds that hard to believe because Demon Lord Urim has a combat level of 60, which is elite. She wonders where the humans found warriors strong enough to compete. She speculates that they must have more heroes. The assistant reports that it isn't a hero but some White-Winged Knights. According to sources, their strength is far beyond any previous human warriors they have fought. As far as Ista is aware, humans don't have wings. The manager worries about the people. However, she is informed that Urim stepped up and sacrificed himself to buy time for some of the citizens and soldiers to